trying to get fly on me. You know what I'm talking about? Dig it. Rainy days and sunny days will never change until you get the heart to come and help me chase this rain away. A nigga's grinding to get it, and you should be adding to it. Baby girl, you got to do it. That's the only way to sunny days. In your eyes, I see a million starlights. Queen for a king, help me represent the tall right. Hold me down, never leave a nigga for dead. You appreciated the nights the block got bled. Late night massages after the studio. Well play as we lay, don't miss Murdoch, go. Always and forever, I thought it would get nothing but better. But shit, here comes stormy weather. First rain cloud, you cracked under the pressure. When you should've asked me, you tripped and second guessed your boy. Baby, don't you wake up to me. But now you falsely accusing breaking up with me. You know these shady bitches, they just messing with your head. Trying to give me some head or get me in their bed. I thought me and you had a thing that wouldn't quit, but you couldn't stand the rain. You stuck on that Rihanna shit. Here your umbrella, days and sunny days will never change until you get the heart to come and help me chase this rain away. A nigga's grinding to get it, and you should be adding to it. Baby girl, you got to do it. That's the only way to sunny days.
You gon' get right fucking with me. She don't need him, she done heard this. She need to get some business, this miserable bitch. She hating that you happy, little mama. That's why she constantly on your phone with that drama. Telling you she see me in the club with a dime looking fine all up in a nigga mug. I'm a rapper, bitch, that's what hoes do. I thought you understood, that's why I chose you. But I can sure unchoose quick. Unless you miss me with that bullshit. Making the mistake of thinking I would change when from the jump you knew it was about some change. But a nigga really digging you. You digging me, you need to change how you live. Let's get
That's the only way to sunny.
Yo. What's happening? What's happening? What's up? All right, we're going to get into a little boxing talk today. Yeah, Jack. So, obviously, as today, the haters were up. Well, one particular hater, he was up early in the morning. He caught a glimpse of World Breaker Fighter online. He went live early this morning, and he immediately made a video, And it's just horrible. It's just, the dude ain't got nothing else to do but to go around here and try to cyberbully somebody. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what he's trying to do, I watched like maybe 2 minutes of it and just turned it off, It wasn't worth watching. He wasn't talking about nothing. He was just trying to get some clicks, get a couple of clicks off the back of, World Breaker Fighter, since he's actually talking about shit, giving out good life advice and all that, good boxing talk. And this dude is just doing nothing but trying to ride on the dude's coat. So he's trying to ride the train, but obviously it ain't working. He's going to keep up with it. He can't get enough for World Breaker Fighter, but it's okay. It happens to the best of us. So let's get on to this other thing, Still the WBC, they haven't, came out there and sanctioned the Deontay Wilder and Fury fight too. Went on their little bitty, went on Mauricio Suleiman's Twitter, went on the WBC Twitter. Still nothing. They have time to be taking photos and putting all kind of shit on the WBC Twitter's page and Mauricio Suleiman's Twitter page. So they got time for everything else but Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, it looks like. They said they was going to sanction the fight after December 22nd. December 22nd has came and passed, and still no fight. So another note, let's talk about your boy Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn, them two Matchroom Boxing employees. I don't think Anthony Joshua is scared of Deontay Wilder or anyone in the heavyweight division, but the dude is not in control of anything. He's not in control of anything. Even look at the way, he refused to get in the ring. It had nothing to do with, you know, whatever the case may be. You know, him saying he don't want to be set off and this and that. It was like, you know, there's always got to be some tough guy around here. That's all tough guy talk. That's not. You ain't never been known to be tough or, you know, vocal with your words and stuff like that. You always been, you know, coming off of conservative, you know. So you need to go on and stop that tough man talk and just shut up and box. You know, and it was sad though, because Dillian White was joking with him when he said, you get that tall, lanky idiot in the ring. He was playing. Dillian White was excited. His toe was wagging and everything. He was drooling and all that stuff. And it was just sad to see that, you know, Anthony Joshua just sit there and literally humiliated, you know, belittled Dillian White in front of the whole fucking world. And that's what I saw from it. You know, I don't care how you put it, whatever the case may be, but you was silenced. You know what I'm saying? You was basically Dillian White was pleading, I'm the mandatory. I mean, Dillian White was pleading, I'm next. You know, I put in the work. I did this and the third. Some of the announcers after the fight, the ring commentators even alluded to that as well, saying that, you know, Dillian White has fought this guy and that guy and that guy. He deserves a title shot. But he was belittled. You know, that's what happens when you allow another man to use you as a play toy. And that man is Eddie Hearn, or, you know, matchroom boxing in general. You know, that's what happens. Motherfuckers only do what you allow them to do to you. You know what I'm saying? So if you allow a motherfucker to sit there and abuse you over and over again, gives you, like I keep saying, loses of grandeur and stuff like that, this is what you get. You know, maybe it's not Dillian White's fault. Maybe this is the only way that he thought that he would be able to get somewhere in the whole boxing game. You know what I'm saying? Because I guess he felt that he had to use, you know, Eddie Hearn. You know what I'm saying? He had to use Eddie Hearn's coattails to get another shot at the title, when all he had to do was fight, you know, what's his name? Dominic Breazeale. I think that's that dude's name, right? Dominic Breazeale. Yeah, that's all he had to fight. And basically he refused to do it. You know, so. And another news, Eddie Hearn is out here talking about how he's outlining, you know, promoter Eddie Hearn outlines where DAZN would be 1 year from now. Okay. Unless you can get these fights, I'm about to read it. I haven't read it yet. But unless Eddie Hearn and DAZN can get these fights, get these fighters and stuff like that, it ain't going to be shit. I mean, he could try to be like Ass Ketchum and go around here and try to collect all these belts. But as of right now, it's just been looking like you can do whatever you want to with these belts. I mean, it's the belts is not what's going to get Eddie Hearn the money. You know what I'm saying? You know, maybe having somebody go out there, you know, and chasing some lesser opponent that has a belt so you can start collecting shit, like, you know, that's your MO. But Eddie, that's not gonna get Eddie Hearn the money. It's not. You know, he needs to set up fights, good fight, make some good couple fight cards. You know, I don't think there's much he can do with DAZN. I don't think there's much you can do. I think at this point, you know, it's probably gonna be downhill. I mean, you started off with a bad note. Came in with a chip on your shoulder, and all these other broadcasting companies and, you know, these people with money that actually matter when it comes to televising sports. You already fucked that up. So I don't think there's much you can do. Eddie Hearn said, "I think it looks like the home of boxing. You know, I think that's just it's completely different. Every weekend we bring in 3-4 fight nights to the forefront where fans have been able to watch things at different times on demand. Hearn told Sirius XM Radio, what we're doing is that one of the things is that we're not obstructed by having a schedule. Bullshit. So what I mean by that is we don't have to come on air at 11 o'clock because we wait for a movie to end. We're showing every single fight on the card, so it's like the ultimate stop, the ultimate destination for fans. You know, our plan is to build the strongest stable in America. Our plan is to put on the best fights in America. Our plan is to build a platform and programming that is absolute home of boxing for fight fans. You know, we already have whatever. I ain't getting to that shit. He can say whatever the fuck he want to say. You know, what's up, Johnson? What's up, Marquez Johnson? He can say whatever he want to say. It's a done data. You can't stop the bleeding by giving out a. You're not going to be able to stop the bleeding by giving out a good press release. 6 months or 9 months, a year into your operation or whatever. You know, a good press. You know, you coming out here in front of the media talking. That it sounds nice. It definitely sounds nice what you had to say to Sirius XM Radio. It sounds nice, but all that is that's what you call fluff. It's covering up the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You need to be talking about exactly how you're going to move forward. You know, saying that you're going to give fight fans excellent, you know, programming and 3 fights a weekend or whatever the case may be. That's not what's going to fix your problem. That's not telling us how you're moving forward. We already know what you're doing. How are you moving forward? What are you going to do in 2019? You know what I'm saying? Like, we already have 32 matching boxing shows. We already know that. You have Anthony Joshua, you have Canelo now. Now you have Golden Boy. See, you read that? We already have 32 matchroom boxing shows. You have Anthony Joshua, you have Canelo, now you have Golden Boy. As well as have Bellator. Nobody really watched Bellator. I mean, Bellator, they need to get some fighters too under their thing. I watched Bellator a few times, but nobody really watched Bellator. And it has to do with the level of fighters that they have on there. And it's not really necessarily not the level of fighters. The fighters are not known. Yes, they do, you know, Rampage. I think it's still on Bellator or, you know, whatever, but you don't have the fighters. So how are you can't sit over here and talk about everything that we already know. We already know you got Bellator. We already know you got these fights. We already know you give out fluff to make yourself look good. But you need to explain exactly what you're saying. Promoter Eddie Hearn outlines where DAZN would be in 1 year from now. You ain't outlining shit. And I'm by the way, I'm done reading that shit. That's a bunch of BS. It's a bunch of fluff. It's a bunch of fluff. So I was trying to find this one article that I thought was pretty which was pretty funny. You know, it's pretty funny. Obviously, it looks like as of right now, as of October, back in October, I don't know. I gotta look it up because I'm gonna look it up later and maybe make a video about it tomorrow. But it looks like Don King and Bermain Stavern is suing World of Boxing. You know, Alexander Povetkin's promoter, and right along with him. So it looks like you know, there's gonna be having some explaining to do to where, you know, Alexander Povetkin never came back and fought Bermain Stavern when he was supposed to. It would have been good for Bermain Stavern, but because it would have, you know, he needs a stepping stone fight. He needs a fight that's gonna get him back into the ring. He needs, and not only that, he needs a name and all that jazz for respect. You know what I'm saying? Respect wise, you know. So Bermain Stavern ain't really been doing nothing but probably sitting down, eating oxtails, jerk chicken, and some good old home cook good home cooked meals over there in Haiti. You know what I'm saying? I think he Haitian, but I don't know where he live, and stuff like that. So I'm trying to find this thing that okay, I think I found it. I had it on my phone, but I ended up misplacing the article, but I ended up finding it. So there's all types of people out there that sit there and try to badmouth United States U.S. promoters and stuff like that. But it's easy for them to talk about U.S. promoters because out here in the U.S. we have something called FOIA, which allows the public to Free of Information Act. So which allows the public and the media to file for unclassified information via government entities and state entities and stuff like that, and actually get the hardcore court case information. So you can get word for word typed up what was said. Actually, you can get some of the evidence and stuff like that through FOIA. So there's always people out there bad mouthing U.S. promoters. So let's talk about Matchroom Boxing. Let's talk about Barry Hearn. Let's talk about him and Steve Collins. Case lifted. This is an article done back in February of '98. Case lifted the lid on the senior side of professional boxing. This article, it covers a boxer by the name of Steve Collins, who was sued by Barry Hearn at the time, because it seemed like the reason why Barry Hearn really sued the guy was because of saving face. He knew that there was nothing that he can, he has lawyers and stuff like that, and the lawyers told him, like, you don't have nothing on the guy. But I'm pretty sure the reason why they push forward, they think that Steve Collins was going to bend. He was going to fold and stay with the contract or whatever the case may be, or pay some penalties to Matchroom Boxing and still fight under them. So basically, it's an article that details how Matchroom Boxing fucked over Steve Collins royally. And it also covers how a judge, a referee, referee was done dirty. Barry Hearn was trying to coerce him to show favoritism in the fight. And it also outlines how that same ref was propositioned by World of Boxing, Alexander Povetkin's promoter, and what that ref actually saw during, I think it's the ref, but I read it last night. I thought it was pretty interesting. It said, there's, I didn't take notes or anything like that. I just covered like the gist of it. It basically says, at issue was the question of whether a one-year management agreement between boxer Steve Collins and promoter Barry Hearn had been extended from May 1995 for a further year. Hearn had sued Collins, and yesterday the high court found in the boxer's favor. So the boxer won. Eddie Hearn, so let me read this part. Had Barry Hearn and his company Matchroom Boxing Ltd. succeeded in the claims, Collins, they would have been awarded 500,000 euros. But what ended up happening at the end of the day and everything like that, Eddie Hearn was on the hook for $1 million too, because the courts ruled in Steve Collins' favor. So I guess money doesn't rule everything. It also says that on the second day of the case, the court heard that when Collins came to discuss his career with Hearn in '93, the boxer was almost valueless under Hearn's guidance. The court heard Collins' earnings had gone from 32,000 euros in 93 to 1.8 million in 95. In the time he had fought and beaten Chris Eubank in Mouse Street to become the WBO World whatever champion, Collins defended his questions about the, well, let me skip that because it ain't shit. Because basically that was still talking about the judge ruling in his favor. So it says Collins' defense also included allegations that Hearn had neglected the boxer. These breaches, some of which were alleged to have occurred at the time of the Mouse Street bout against Eubank, were discounted by the judges. So Eddie Hearn was fucking up, man. Eddie Hearn was fucking up royally. What's up, CB Sports? Well, not Eddie Hearn. Barry Hearn was fucking up. This is another one. Another more serious allegation, also dismissed by Mr. Justice O'Sullivan, the judge at the time, exposed seemingly side of the sport. When the New York referee Ron Limpton took the stand halfway through the trial, he painted a sordid picture over the goings on a Mouse Street and made claims about Hearn. The promoter who had managed Eubank as well as Collins at the time had tried to or influence Mr. Lipton, it was claimed. He put his arm around me, pulled me into him and said, "Tomorrow night, watch Steve Collins. He is a dirty fighter. Watch the use of his hand." So you mean to tell me this dude had Eubank's folks going around trying to get the ref to do some shady shit? You know what I'm saying? I don't think there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, watch out for that guy. But the problem was that, you know, he was not being so cordial about it by, putting his arms around the ref, trying to befriend him, basically. Trying to befriend the ref so he can get something going on. Another one, Limpton said basically like on the night of the fight, Hearn strenuously denied that these incidents occurred. Mr. Limpton also spoke on heinous events such as his clothes being cut up and threats being made. Officials were being offered drinks, prostitutes, and gifts by the World Boxing Organization. My bad, the WBO. So they were saying the WBO, the World Boxing Organization, this referee, Mr. Limpton, was saying that the WBO was offering drinks, prostitutes, and gifts to officials. Wow. And y'all want to say that, Deontay Wilder is this, that, and the third, but this is pure evidence that Matchroom Boxing and the WBO has been a part of some bullshit, of actually trying to protect their fighters. And then not only that, it actually goes down to basically like Eddie Hearn was tried to get Collins stripped of the belt. You know what I'm saying? It says basically like the let me see. So it says the first occurred in New York. There's another thing he did. It first occurred in New York in '95 at a purse bid. It was alleged that Hearn did his utmost to stop a rival promoter, Sports Network, from bidding for the purse for Collins' defense of his title against Eubank. The courts basically said, in effect, he had attempted to ensure that Collins did not receive the best purse bid, and this, said the judge. So it was a breach of contract right there, too. So, Barry Hearn, Matchroom Boxing employee, was going around stopping his fighter from getting the most amount of money he can get. And you can't refute it because this is in the article that's quotes from the actual that is quoted from the actual court case from in court. So you can't go around and say that nah it didn't happen. That's hearsay. Because even if you look how it's written in this article, I'm gonna put it in the description right now. Even if you was to go and look how it's written in this article, even if it wasn't true, the Irish Times will be sued. You see what I'm saying? If it wasn't true, the Irish Times would be sued because it's written as if it is fact, because they are quoting the actual shit that was going on in there. You know, so Hearn remained calm at all times during the trial, even when being called a perjurer and a shyster by Mr. Collins' counsel, his lawyer. So, you know, it's just, you can't be going around here talking about U.S. promoters, talking about how U.S. promoters pay their fighters too much fucking money, talking about how U.S. promoters don't give out free TV, free fights, which they do. Don't talk about U.S. promoters and how they can't give out good fight cards when you can't. You can't go around here talking about U.S. promoters when your matchroom boxing, matchroom boxing has clearly has shading dealings. Clearly is shady. So you mean to tell me, with all that's being said and done, with this right here with matchroom boxing, that none of this has seeped down to Eddie Hearn. None of this Eddie Hearn didn't learn none of this. And then not only that is, Eddie Hearn is just a face. He's not in charge of anything. If you go to the Matchroom Boxing website, he's not the head honcho. Barry Hearn is. He's just a face. You know what I'm saying? So people could say whatever they want to about this dude. People could say whatever they want to about U.S. promoters, but I don't see the PBC getting sued by fighters talking about breach of contract because you tried to stop your fighter from getting money, getting more money because you want to be a little bitch about it. I wonder why that motherfucker left. And the same thing, like I keep trying to tell y'all with Dillian White. You know, he need to leave. He need to leave Matchroom. Because Matchroom Boxing ain't playing him nothing but a little play toy. He a play toy. He Eddie Hearn's little play toy. He need to leave Matchroom Boxing. Look, Dillian White could have left Matchroom Boxing, right? Yeah, maybe he won't be ranked where he is right now because he won't be with Matchroom Boxing. But at the same time, he could have fought Dominic Breazele. I believe Dillian White will wash up Dominic Breazele. But at least that would have gave Dillian White an actual, like, no shit. You are the mandatory. You will be getting a shot. Because now you got this bullshit that how Anthony Joshua's next 5 fights look in the mandatory/voluntary order. See, let me tell y'all something. Eddie Hearn didn't even have to come out here and speak about this shit. But Eddie Hearn chose to come out here and speak about Anthony Joshua's career as far as the future is concerned. And what's up, Alpha player? He didn't have to. Eddie Hearn didn't have to. But Eddie Hearn chose to do this. And the reason why Eddie Hearn chose to do this shit, the reason why I think Eddie Hearn chose to do this shit is to apply pressure to Deontay Wilder. Because in this all overall thing, it basically outlines you to where you may think that, I'm going to put this in the description as well. You would kind of think that, okay, well, Deontay Wilder might not be fighting Anthony Joshua until 2020, 2021. When you look at it. But the thing about it is, you can outline how it's going to look for mandatory and voluntary order, blah, 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 up into 2020 or whatever the case may be. But come on, bruh. You mean to tell me all 3 of them sanctioned bodies is going to be like, no, man, you're not going to fight no fucking for no unifications. Y'all motherfuckers going to fight. You going to fight your mandatory. No. Because the mandatory is not going to get them sanctioned bodies the money. The money. You know what I'm saying? The sanctioned bodies know that. You know what I'm saying? Or the sanctioned body might just be a dickhead and be like, nah, yeah, you can go and fight your mandatory and blah, 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 because it's evident that, people like the WBO like to pay off prostitutes. As far as as far as what's his name, the referee named Limpton is concerned, that's what he said. The WBO likes to pay off prostitutes. So, you know, they like to buy people drinks, give people gifts. That's what he said. So people can say whatever they want to. So this dude is over here talking about, you know, Dillian White coming to the Atlantic, Jarrell Miller, Korbrak Pulev, you know, Trevor Bryan. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a shocker. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just put it like this: where the fuck is your career gonna be at, Anthony Joshua, if you gonna go fight Jarrell Big Baby Miller, Korbrak Pulev, Trevor Bryan? You know, dude, you're gonna have to look. The best bet for you, buddy, is to go on over there and fight Korbrak Pulev in his own country. Go on over there. You'll probably get more money than you would get over there in the UK, because fighting him in the UK, ain't nobody gonna go see that. Ain't nobody gonna go see that. Nobody gonna see that bullshit. You know, so, you know, he could say whatever he want to as far as Korbrak Pulev, Big Baby Miller, Trevor Bryan, and who the fuck else he was talking about? And Dillian White. Come on, bruh. You can say what this dude can say whatever he want to. You're stuck. You know? Now, what else? Just in on Fight Hype. Mayweather CEO explains Gervonta Davis inactivity, says 2019 is the start of the one takeover. I'm gonna tell you guys, man. I've been telling you guys. I don't think that hey, what's up, Ron Boy Fresh? Alpha just read a bit of that article. Yeah, look at them two articles, man. They, you know, especially that first one that's on top. Yeah, that one that was about that court case in '98. That's some real live shit right there. Matchroom Boxing and the World Boxing Organization, the WBO, they on that bullshit, and they got caught. They actually have somebody saying that they saw this is what they saw. They were caught. You know, if you trust a dude to be a referee in the ring but not tell the truth in court, okay, buddy. You know what I'm saying? So back to this whole Gervonta Davis thing, man. I've been trying to tell folks, Floyd Mayweather ain't jealous of these dudes. Floyd ain't jealous of these dudes, and this is my opinion. So, you know, I don't want folks get out there getting all butthurt, you know, because of my opinion and stuff like that. You know, can't nobody really say, yeah, he jealous. No, you can't. No, you can't. How? Because it's easy to come out here and say that Floyd Mayweather is jealous of his fighters. Don't want to see them shine. It's easy. It's because it's right there. Boom. It's the first thing you see. Boom. Boom. But yeah, Ron Foreign Blazer, that's you know, but that's what some people believe, man. And it's okay though, because you know, Floyd is egotistical. And he do it to himself. You know, he does it to himself because he comes off like he's egotistical. But I seriously think that, you know, Floyd Mayweather's love for money and fancy clothes, flashy cars, paying for pussy allegedly, you know, it seems too easy. Why not to come back and fight this tension dude, tension guy, and stuff like that? But the real question is, who stepped to who? Was it Tension's team that stepped to Floyd Mayweather? Or was it Floyd Mayweather that stepped to Tension's team? You know what I'm saying? this Tenshin Nasukawa. You know what I'm saying? So, Nasukawa, how many people in the U.S. even knew his name? You know what I'm saying? And then not only that is, when is this fight supposed to be happening? You know what I'm saying? When exactly is this fight supposed to be happening? Because I don't hear a church mouse talking about this fight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Jim Ratton, who taking this boxing shit for real? 31st. Yeah, ain't nobody talking about it, bruh. Who talking about the Nasukawa versus the Floyd Mayweather fight? Nobody. So it is what it is. A lot of people ain't even talking about it really on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I think they stepped to him with some guaranteed money, and he was like, god damn, how can I? Can't really resist this. You know what I'm saying? Because eventually, if he keep coming back, everybody know he's gonna get his ass whooped. But back, because it's an exhibition. Yeah, but but it still look bad. You getting your ass whooped. But it's still an exhibition you could bet on. Which makes it even more worse for corruption because of betting is concerned. Because people are going to be betting on this, and it's an exhibition. So I don't know how that's going to really affect cheating. You know what I'm saying? So back to this Floyd Mayweather. So, yeah, I don't believe he's doing it. I got to put some Pito Box in. I'm trying to get high. Pito Box, I chew tobacco, man. Ain't supposed to be smoking. So, anyways, I don't think Floyd Mayweather is hating on these fighters. I seriously think that when he looks at Gervonta Davis, I seriously think that Floyd saw some shit that, like, dude, you need to work on some shit. You seriously need to work on some shit. And then at the end of the day, he ain't going nowhere. He ain't went nowhere. Gervonta ain't went nowhere. You know what I'm saying? He said some bullshit, and then something happens, and he's back. He's back on track. Yeah, but Floyd, guys, let me tell you something. Floyd is a boxer, right? He's a boxer at heart. Gym rat and all that stuff. Floyd sees the flaws in these boxers. Floyd sees their flaws. You see what I'm saying? Floyd is probably in the gym watching these cats, was like spar people and these live boxing matches and stuff like that. And he's like, you didn't look too good against that dude. You know what I'm saying? He's probably like, that dude whooped your ass, man. Or why'd you even fight like that, man? You made it harder on yourself. Why you didn't throw your punches like this? Critiquing these guys. And another fight happens and they don't listen. Floyd Mayweather is like one of the guys that you see in boxing to where everybody can learn something from him. But some of these boxers, even today, refuse to even overcome their flaws. From one fight to the next fight to the next fight to the next fight. Now, all of a sudden, you got Dillian White over here talking about, yeah, I got better and this and the third. Dude, you didn't get better. The only thing you did was be patient with Chisora, which is the same thing that Chisora should have did. Because the Chisora's style of fighting, the way he fights is pressure, and the way he throws his punches leaves his chin open all the time. He leaves his chin open all the time, and it was kind of like, you should have knocked this dude out the first time. All you have to... Deontay Wilder been showing folks, be patient, you know what I'm saying? With your fighter, throw punches, don't rush the punches, and you eventually get him out of there. Yeah, Chisora is all pressure, and he keeps his head down. He keeps driving his fucking head into his, what's up, Rough House Boxing TV. He just sits there, he's open. Chisora's chin is always open for business. So come on, bruh. Yeah, I mean, how does it look that Floyd is associating with his name with all these fighters, and they getting their ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? And they getting their ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's why I think that he ain't tripping like that. I wouldn't want to be a promoter and have a bunch of losers on my team either. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want that. And I think that's what he's doing. He's trying to put his fighters in the best position as possible because that's his job as a promoter. And it's not Floyd Mayweather's fault that these guys, oh yeah, missing weight too, Ron. Yeah, that's another one, missing fucking weight. You know, that's your job. It's your job to stay in shape. If I was a boxer and I didn't have to work and I was getting $1 million, $2 million a fight, yeah, I have fucking days to where I splurge with food. You know what I'm saying? I have my days. But I'm not going to come in fucking overweight. That don't make no sense. That's your job. It's your fucking job. You don't even have to do much. Take a sip of this beer real quick. You don't even have to do much. If it's your job to box, you don't have to do much. You know what I'm saying? To stay around your fight weight. You don't have to do much. The main thing about it is don't overdo shit. If you know you got 4 or 6 months to your next fight, that don't mean fucking being in the club getting inebriated. That don't mean stay your ass up in the strip club to the crack of dawn. That don't mean eat what the fuck you want to eat. You know what I'm saying? That means like take everything in moderation, do what you need to do, have fun with everything, and get your ass in the ring. The guy is missing weight in boxing. And you dealing with Floyd Mayweather, a gym rat, a guy that says he don't drink. I highly doubt that. But a guy that, as far as what we can see, shows exemplary performance in training, in the gym, and in the ring. So you mean to tell me he doesn't have, Floyd Mayweather has a level of expectation of these fighters that's under him. And when you out here beating up bitches, you know, that's following the Floyd Mayweather footsteps, beating up bitches. You know, that's word on the street, right? Drinking in the club, getting all drunk, you know, being irresponsible, not making weight. He probably ain't where he's supposed to be. He probably ain't coming to the gym on time. He's probably be slacking in the gym all the time. So you got to think about that. There's things that probably go on that we don't even know. But I don't think that motherfucker jealous. I just think that you'll be all right. Like, look at AB. AB was given. AB is one of them dudes that was given everything. AB had boxing in his clutches. He had Mayweather had that dude set up for everything. And what'd he do? And what this motherfucker do? He get up there, talking shit, getting in the ring, not letting his hands go. Like he forgets shit when he in the ring. You know what I'm saying? He had everything, and he wouldn't fucked it up. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to be this next guy and all this bullshit and blah, 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 whoop, whoop, whoop. You know, you got people out there saying, look at him, you know, talking more bad things than good things like they did Floyd, the tail end of his career. He was set up to make money. And he wouldn't fucked it up royally. And now we got Tank Davis, which I hope to God that they start giving Tank Davis these fights that we want to see him in. Maybe necessarily because I don't know what the motherfucker really deserves. Because I'm not his trainer, I'm not his promoter, I'm not his daddy, I'm not him. I don't know if he been putting that work in the gym to be in a ring with some of these cats. I don't know. But I can see him taking over his division. You know what I'm saying? with the you know, right coaching and mentorship, basically, because these cats these days, man, you know, they act funny, man. AB pissed at a way not being this. You goddamn right. I don't know. He pissed all that shit. You know what I'm saying? He could be the fucking up at, but it's around there somewhere. You know what I'm saying? It's around there somewhere. And now people ain't even got real faith in AB to go out there and beat Manny Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? But people got faith in Davis that he can go over there and beat One-Eyed Willie Tevin Farmer. Masayuki Ito. You know what I'm saying? He can go out there and get that. Come on, bruh. Gervonta Davis can get that 130. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing, you know, I got faith in him with that. He might not get it or whatever, but at least I got faith in the motherfucker. Look here. Tank nickname is Fat Boy by PBC Fighters. Enough said. Yeah. It was him not training for Chino. Yeah. Yeah, but Ito is over at ESC. That's even better. That's even better. If Ito is over there at ESPN, that's easy. That's easy. You know what I'm saying? Make and with I think it was Nostrils. I didn't go on Fight Hack and actually read it. Actually listen to it or watch it. But I'm pretty sure it was Nostrils saying, because he said it before in the other interview, that we got some good things for Tank Davis coming up and blah 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 woo woo. But I don't hear nothing. I don't hear nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't hear nothing. Hello. I mean, I got faith in Tank Davis. I got more faith in Tank Davis than I have more faith in Adrian Broner. You know what I'm saying? And with that whole Adrian Broner getting arrested, some people, just because you're over 18 don't mean you a man. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean you a man just because you over, Nostrils. Ellerby. This, how does that help Tank Davis by Ellerby saying he don't need ESPN or DAZN? That don't help shit. You know? That don't help shit. That don't help Tank Davis. They don't help Tank Davis bottom line. You know what I'm saying? You know? It don't do nothing. It don't do nothing for nothing. That's all it is him sitting up over there talking shit. You know? And that's all we hear is people talking shit. We're not trying to hear all that. We're trying to hear fights happening. And we're not gonna get fights happening. And I don't know when we're gonna get fights happening, man. 2019 is supposed to be I hope 2019 is more exciting than 2018 in boxing. I mean, we got Spence, Errol, they can collide. You know, they can collide together and have a epic fight after Spence beats the brakes off of Mikey Garcia. I mean, if that even happens, I mean, did they sign a contract yet? Did anybody sign a contract yet? That's what I want to know. I don't want to hear nothing about fights happening and all this stuff until shit starts getting signed. That's what I want to see. I want to see shit get signed. And you know, I hope that hopefully that Mikey Garcia, I don't know, man, he gonna get his ass whooped. I in my opinion, man. You know, 135, 147, and then, you know, Errol Spence is a bigger guy, you know, by a couple pounds, you know, give or take before a fight, and then after the weigh-ins, it's not gonna look good, man. My boy Fred said, especially if they not putting PBC championships in the ring with Tank. Why is Tank fighting Mares and not Gary or Leo? I couldn't tell you. But to tell you the truth, he ain't got to fight. He ain't got to fight. Gervonta ain't got to fight. I would like to see some of these PBC fighters fight some of these UK cats. Fight some of these Ukrainian cats. Fight some of these. Don't fight all these in-house fights, because the PBC is having these in-house fights is going to create another fucking barrier, another fucking conflict with these cats out here saying that the PBC is protecting their fighters and blah 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 whoop whoop whoop. You know, we saw the Matchroom's card. We saw a lot of in-house UK versus UK guys. You know, you need to expand. You need to expand a little bit, because that's how you get your name out there. That's how you get these tickets sold. That's how you get these pay-per-view numbers up. That's how you get the view counts up. So come on with. You got the ITV up over there in the UK, man. You can't just be hosting in-house fights all the time. So if ITV is in effect, you got to be fighting some of these UK cats, man. It's their TV. You can't come over here with the Zone brand and start just having UK cats versus UK cats up over here in the States that nobody know they fucking name. Yeah, no contract signed. Ron Boy Fred said Mikey is a win-win situation, bro. I think it is. Ron Boy Fred said all the UK cats on ESPN and the Zone. Yep. And Showtime too, every now and again. Ron Boy Fresh, farmer out there fighting UK guys and staying busy. Yeah. But look what it does with Tevin Farmer. Now people know his name out there in the UK. Then if he want to one day, pop up and have, be the bright and shining light and have his own fight. And maybe he can sell out. I'm not saying Wembley or nothing like that, but sell out something over there, or damn near sell out something over there, instead of fighting in-house. I mean, over here in the U.S., get out, get abroad, go see the world, stay your bitch ass out of trouble while you do it. You know what I'm saying? Ron said that's why he wants to be on the AJ White card in April. I don't blame him. But it's probably not even his idea. He probably ain't got no choice. Cause I keep trying to tell y'all, man, when you signing, I don't think Tevin Farmer has a choice of who he fights. When you sign with Matchroom Boxing and stuff like that, and you sign under a promoter, how much leverage do you have in negotiations? Probably none. You have a say because they're probably trying to keep the peace. They want you to, renegotiate or extend your contract. But how much leverage you got? Probably none. So that's my take on that. That's good though for Tevin Farmer though, man. I ain't mad at him. But I'll be mad. See, I'm mad at people like, I'm going to keep saying it, Anthony Joshua and Dillian White. I'm mad at people like that because they talk good shit and stuff like that, but they not in control of their own fucking career. You know what I'm saying? You got cats out there saying that, Anthony Joshua holds, 4 belts and stuff like that. You got some of these news guys out here reporting that too. I think the last time I saw it was on Boxing Scene today. They were saying how many belts Anthony Joshua got and who he fought and blah, blah, whoop, whoop. But what is that doing for us now? How's that helping us by reminding people that he has the IBO belt? How does that help anything? How does that help us? How does saying that Anthony Joshua's next 5 fights, how it's going to look. How does that help us? That only shows me that you're still fucking desperate. You're still desperate to get Deontay Wilder to fight your dude, your employee. Ron Boy Fresh said, Farmer trusting the process. At the end of the day, Farmer know the killers on the PBC and ESPN, so he's just riding the wave. I disagree. AJ is in complete control. He didn't even have a network deal. The reason why I believe that AJ is not in control, because you don't sign a $100 million extension with having so complete control over your career. You see what I'm saying? You don't have that. You don't get that. And there's possible ways that you could get that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think he does. Even Eddie Hearn said he has promotional rights over, Anthony Joshua. I don't know what that means over there in the UK. I don't know what that means really in boxing, but that kind of makes me believe that Eddie Hearn is in control. He basically has a power of attorney to sign for that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And for certain provisions. Yeah, but he's selling his fights on fight-by-fight basis. I don't know. We can assume that it's a performance-based contract. Like, he has this fight and he gets X amount of dollars, then maybe he gets a bonus out of it. Or maybe he doesn't get nothing. He just got the whole $100 million up front. But I believe even Matchroom Boxing knows that giving somebody $100 million up front probably gives them no incentive to do better. You know what I'm saying? To do anything more than what the contract dictates. Because they have no control. You know what I'm saying? They're not in control of their career and stuff like that. So but I still believe he's not in control of anything. I don't think he's out there in control and telling Eddie Hearn to make the fight and stuff like that. He can say it. He can say, hey, man, make the fight, man. Come on, bruh. He can say it. Look at Big Baby Miller. He's in control. But look at Big Baby Miller. He's looking just like Dillian White. So, Ron Boy Fresh, AJ keeping the lights on at Whack Room, just like Canelo keeping the lights on at Golden Utensils Promotions, period. Yes. But that doesn't mean you can't fucking trap an idiot. That don't mean you can't get over on somebody. You know what I'm saying? That's not stopping that. Then at the same time is where Anthony Joshua was gonna go. Anthony Joshua could have went out there and did his own thing. Anthony Joshua could have went out there and did his own thing, and he could have employed Matchroom Boxing. You see what I'm saying? Anthony Joshua is big enough to employ Matchroom Boxing, just like Deontay Wilder has the PBC, Shelly Finkel, and Lou DiBella. You know what I'm saying? So, he has the power. Deontay Wilder don't have much, but look who works for him. You know what I'm saying? So people can say whatever they want to, but it's evident. It's evident that I think AJ have more control than a lot of people think. In my opinion, it could be. He could have, but I don't think so. You're not signing for, just like Canelo. You're not signing $365 million and being in control on who you fight. You know what I'm saying? You're not being in control. I don't care who it is. And then at the end of the day, who's really in control of Canelo? If you really want to think about it, is it Golden Utensil Promotions, or is it Matchroom Boxing, or is it DAZN, or is it a combination of DAZN and Matchroom Boxing, or is it a combination of all three? that they have to, all three of them have to come in an agreement on who Canelo's going to fight. You know what I'm saying? Because if Eddie Hearn's going to come out here and say, DAZN wants Canelo to fight Danny Jacobs. You know what I'm saying? That's what Eddie Hearn said. So if he's coming out here saying, well, he's giving us what we want to hear, you know, obviously he's giving us what we want to hear. That's why he did it. It might not be what we want to see or anything like that, but you know, it's give me 1 second. Let me answer this. Hello? The parrotfish, I got it from the Asian store. The what? The Asian store? Either if one don't have it, the other one has it. Yep. All right. Far as I'm concerned, we need water. We need some bottled water from the store. I couldn't tell you. Yeah, that'll do it. Some peanut butter. Yep. We ain't got none. Yep. All right, let you know. All right. Yep. Bye-bye. Yeah, all right. All right. Bye-bye. Dang, she on the phone trying to be long-winded and shit. Nah, man. Shit, you could have texted that shit. Yeah, Golden Utensil Promotions. Yeah, you goddamn right, Ron Boy Fresh. Ron Boy Fresh said DAZN got to do something because they're losing the battle right now. I don't think necessarily. You know what? There's no telling what they thinking over there. They could be like, okay, we're doing fine. We're doing these numbers. We breaking even, or we not breaking even, but it's not enough to kill us. You know what I'm saying? We got X amount of dollars that we said that we're going to spend. We ain't spent it yet, and blah 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 whoop whoop. So, you know, they probably tell that woman I love you, MJ. Nah, that's my old lady, man. Shit, some shit don't need to be explained, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so there's no telling what exactly what they're thinking and stuff like that. But going on with the future, that we do know is that what type of venues that DAZN is going to be able to get, as far as New York, Texas, LA, and Las Vegas. You know, Atlanta too. But it's what kind of venues they're going to have to compete with these venues because, you know, because of the PBC. You know, because of the PBC, go to Utensil Promotions and the other promoters out here. They're gonna have to compete with everything that's out here to get a good venue, to get a good date. You know, like Black Flight Fan, Blue Blood Sports, Fanon, and everybody else been saying they gonna have to compete with these other sports, and then those dates for those venues, and then which venues don't even want them or already have agreements with the PBC and these other guys that they get first dibs. So those are the things that we do know of, and then stuff like that. And then who's gonna go watch? Who's gonna buy the Canelo Triple G trilogy? You know, who's gonna buy Canelo versus Danny Jacobs? You know, so, and the list goes on and on, you know. So it's just Ron Boy Fresh Whack Room is not pulling their weight for DAZN. And that's why I said in the comment sections, in the super chat and stuff like that. So I've been reading some of these court cases online. It costs a little, you know, like 30 cents, 60 cents, $2, $3 here. I've been reading some of these court cases online. I read some of the court case Golden Utensil Promotions versus PBC. You know, so I've been reading and Bob Arum, you know, versus the PBC as well. So the main thing that these guys tried to sue was, which this is the reason why I'm thinking, you know, Matchroom Boxing. I mean, DAZN will sue Eddie Hearn. The main number one reason that they tried to sue was because of what is that shit called? Like you know, they both tried to say that, you know, the Ali Act and creating unfair competition and stuff like that. And so I would think that DAZN, if they do sue, it would be in America, and I would have that court case. And I think DAZN would sue Matchroom Boxing over something like Monopoly was kind of like one of them, but it wasn't really the big. It was the unfair practice. You know what I'm saying? Because it was unfair practice that they tried to get them for, which was, you know, included the Monopoly thing, but the unfair practice was like a thing that created that they tried to create other fucking angles to hit them at, like Monopoly and some other bullshit. But in both court cases, the judge was like, "Hey man, all the evidence that you guys presented to the court affected you. Like, your evidence killed you." You see what I'm saying? That's basically what happened. Their evidence both killed them, because and like I'm saying, I think that Matchroom Boxing will get sued by DAZN, and it will be probably something like breach of contract, or they failed to do what was right by both parties or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think that's what they would get sued for. It won't be because of, like, you know, just, they won't sue just because they didn't make no money. You know, of course, they're gonna have a better reason. I think that reason will be that you know, Eddie Hearn didn't do enough, and that him not doing enough, him not making the Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua fight the first time, it will be the big part of it. And I think a lot of the evidence against Eddie Hearn will be his mouthpiece on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? It will be because a lot of the stuff, some of the evidence versus the PBC were actually news articles. Was news articles in the court against that they tried to put against the PBC. And I think that taking my shoes off, man. I think that that's what would happen. But you know, it'd be tough. But you know, suing in corporate world like that is just the cost of doing business. That's just how. It's just the. What's up, Laws Dawkins? Let's see what's been going on here. Manager, promoter, L-Foul player. I see. I gotta read through it myself too. Yeah, man. It's long as fuck. But yeah. Ron Boy Fresh. The pretty sad that Heyman was a manager and promoter, and it's against the Ally Act. No, well, he's a manager for some people and he's a promoter for some people. You see what I'm saying? He doesn't. It's a mismatch, and they tried to get him for that because, as the Ali Act is concerned, I didn't read all of it, but I read some of it. You can't be an advisor. Well, you know, I'm sorry. Al Heyman's an advisor and promoter, but he's a promoter for some people, but he's not. But he doesn't intertwine both things with certain fighters, so he doesn't violate. That's how he gets around it. But as an advisor for a fighter, you can't have a vested interest when it comes to making money for these fighters. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of time that's why a lot of the time, and that's why Eddie Hearn was bitching about how much these PBC fighters get, because Golden Boy Top Rank was bitching how that Al Heyman only charges 10 to 15%. And then they said, well, most promoters out there charges between 25 and 30% from the fight purse. And then they went and said that, hey, look, it's unfair. We can't do this because we don't know how to run our business correctly, so we can't afford to do this. So he's creating an unfair practice, and monopoly and some other bullshit that comes into play with that. So, and for a lot of the fighters under the PBC, if they don't make over $250, the PBC does not take away from their advance. You know what I'm saying? So, that's another angles that they tried to hit that actually came back and hurt them. There's some other ones and stuff too, man. It's extremely long read. And it's kind of like, dry, and, it's just kind of hard to find everything. It just pops up on you out of the blue every now and again, because you got to read through a lot of, transcripts and stuff like that. And you got to pay money to go see the other one. Then if you lose a lot of money looking for stuff, and then when you find it, you got to save it. And then if you don't save it, you got to go try to find it again. So that's how it is. Is the zone fault for thinking a guy who have zero pull in the U.S. can break the U.S. market? Yes. He a fool. Not only that, I wonder what kind of bridges does he have? You know what I'm saying? Before he even got him over, like, who did he? Was he already talking to Golden Boy Promotions? Was he talking to the PBC? Did he have an agreement with Bob? Come on. Like, you just came up over here with a chip on your shoulder and just to get slapped around? Come on, bruh. Foul player, big loss. I was going to hit you up, but thought it was too late. Yeah, y'all over there like 11:30. Damn. Can't sleep, bro. I don't go to sleep at 11:30 anyways. Foul player, drink a beer and screw. It works for me. Yeah, I'm drinking a beer right now. I'm drinking a nice cold Guinness. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking they get sued for. I read a couple court cases, man. Well, like I said, I didn't read all the way through them now, but I read a little bit of them, to make me it's just cool to read some of that stuff, man. You get to learn how fucked up people really are, and who to trust, and why these fighters keep leaving Golden Boy and Bob, and I wish I can get some stuff on Eddie Hearn. Matchroom Boxing, but a lot of those court cases are so old that the website doesn't even show the transcripts or any of the documents. So you got to go into the archives, and that's going to cost more. So I don't even touch it. It'd probably be cool to bring it up and touch it, because there's probably some fucked up shit in there. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, Laws, if you go on live stream Monday, depending on what time, because my old lady, she has some catering to do, and I got to clean some fish for her. So if you go live stream Monday, I could possibly get on with you, brother. Yeah, I could possibly get on with you with that. Yeah, if you be obliged, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm off Monday, so yeah, Lars Dawkins, you missed some stuff, man. I talked about how Barry Hearn was sued and lost in court earlier today. He was sued back in '98 by Steve Collins. I talked about that. The article is in the description. It's the article is in the description. It's from Irish Times. What else I got on here? We talked about the bullshit, how Eddie Hearn is bullshitting people again, out there trying to save face, out there trying to apply the little pressure that he do have, that he can apply on Deontay Wilder by saying about doing the whole thing with Anthony Joshua's next 5 fights looking mandatory / voluntary order. You know what I'm saying? So, I talked about that a little bit. I mean, it's some bullshit. Talked about the Gervonta Davis, how Nostrils want him to is seeking well, not seeking, but is kind of saying that they're going to start giving Gervonta Davis some tough fights to take over his division next year in 2019. So, which is right around the corner. Good, good man. Monday it is then, brother. Hey, yeah, man. Just yeah, I'll get on there, man. When you on, I'll be on the lookout. I'm gonna press that. Make sure that bell icon is pressed in. Matter of fact, I'm gonna depress it and press it again just to make sure. So when you go live, I can hop on with you. We could chop it up. We can do some brainstorming and stuff like that. Some international boxing talk. So ain't nothing really much going on, in the boxing world today. Mauricio and the WBC still haven't made a vote for sanctioning the Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury 2 fight. So it's looking pretty dim. Oh, did y'all been noticing how a lot of these hating ass YouTube channels, they can't really say too much now. So what they've been forced to do as of lately was to go around here and talk about what World Breaker Fighter is talking about. That's what they forced to doing now. They can't talk about shit. So they've been forced to, talk about World Breaker Fighter. The guy made another video this morning that Sean Newton character made another video out here, mocking World Breaker Fighter. I didn't really watch it all because it just can't do it, man. Can't do it. It's because it's a bunch of BS. Everybody knows it. He even knows it, but it's all good though, because at the end of the day, when everything is said and done, real recognize real and all that bullshit. So, all right, I'm gonna email you. I'm gonna email you right now, so we can so you can have it later. I'm gonna email you right now. Log in my Gmail or whatever. Email you right now, bruh. Yeah, real recognize real, and they losing they're losing fans, man. They're losing fans over this bullshit. 'Cause they can't do much but talk about what the LDBC is talking about. They can't do much but sit there and talk, run a mouth about some, bullshit. But it's okay. I'm trying to send his email real quick. Compose. Email subject is test. There, fire away. Fire away. Yeah, I just sent it to you, homie. So what's on your mind out there in the boxing world, man? What y'all want to talk about? Y'all want to talk about AB versus Pacquiao? Yeah, y'all want to? I ain't talking about no Floyd, man. No Floyd and tension fight. I ain't talking about that. I think that's a bunch of BS. But it'd be alright. It's a bunch of BS though. Which I want to talk about. Let me see what's going on right here. Days and sunny days will never change. Yeah. So ain't nothing really much going on, man. I'm checking out these, see what they talking about on these things. You know, Deontay Wilder just saying nobody fighting killers back to back like me. Ain't really nothing, man. Ain't really nothing out there, cause ain't nobody giving us these fights, man. Ain't nobody's giving us these fights, bruh. It's 2000. It's almost 2019. Nobody talking about nothing. Hearn saying Joshua Wilder must happen before mandatory orders. It ain't got to. It doesn't have to. This dude is just trying to rush shit. He's trying to get this guy to think that he needs to be rushed. You know what I'm saying? He already know Deontay Wilder is going to fight Tyson Fury next. And if you was feeling like that, how come you wasn't feeling like that when you was fighting, when you was negotiating with Wilder and Povetkin at the same time? How come you didn't want him like that then? You didn't want him that big. You didn't. Eddie Hearn. Oh, I can't. I don't know how to send them links because of I'm not on Google Hangout. I'm on OBS, so I don't know how to intertwine OBS with OBS with Google Hangouts. And I never used Google Hangouts to go live with before. That's another thing as well. I never used it. That ain't gonna work with OBS because I gotta I don't have my sound set up that way to where I can get it from the internet browser, because that would have been the workaround. I'm surprised YouTube just ain't embedded it in the system. Nah, they ain't embedded it in the system. That'd have been nice of them though. Yeah, man. Yeah, like I was saying, man. You know, Eddie Hearn wasn't worried about Deontay Wilder when he was making negotiations with Parker. Eddie Hearn wasn't worried about it. He wasn't so adamant about making that fight. He didn't want it that bad, but now he do. Now he want it so bad that he's saying that he's offered more. He's offering more and more and more every day and stuff like that. But it is what it is, you know. I think it's a bunch of BS. I think that right there should say it all. How come you want it now but didn't want it then that damn bad? How come back then you was only willing to give him 15 mil, but now all of a sudden you willing to give him more and more and more each day? You know, that's even more reason to say that Matchroom Boxing ducked Deontay Wilder. You know what I'm saying? Because they the ones who stood outside the ring talking about how they gonna strip Deontay Wilder of his belt in 2018, and now 2018 is almost over. It's the 27th, motherfucker. You know, we got 3 more days and some change. You know what? It's kind of a good thing that he's really not talking about the details and the offers, because in all the other negotiations he talked about some of the details and in their negotiations and stuff like that, and it was and we ended up finding out that it was a one-sided contract with no rematch clause, no immediate rematch clause, and no rematch clause whatsoever. And then we still have folks out there saying that that's evidence that Deontay Wilder, that contract that Eddie Hearn sent, is evidence that Deontay Wilder is ducking Anthony Joshua. So it'd be the same song. You know, it'd be the same song. People like Sport the Dick and the Booty Icons, Sean Newton, the Boxing Librarian, Hattie Man strikes Batiman back. All these guys will still be out there creating the narrative that Deontay Wilder is ducking. It don't matter. It don't matter if it's the same contract with the rematch clause. It's still, the facts remain that how come you didn't want it then, but now you want it so bad now? You know? Yeah, that's what they is. Batiman. But that's what they do. And you know, and that's why I tell a lot of people that, you know, with Eddie Hearn, you can't be mad at YouTube channels like that and Eddie Hearn. And the reason why you really can't, because you can see it coming. You already know it's coming. We already sitting up over here. We already got a lot of people already got their mindset that Anthony Joshua ain't fighting Dillian White in April. We already got our mindset for that. You know what I'm saying? And then not only that is, like I keep saying, it seems like Eddie Hearn keep dangling Dillian White and Gerard Miller over and over again. You keep dangling these dudes. And the only reason why you keep dangling these dudes over and over again, because you know Dillian White is guaranteed. You know how much money Dillian White is guaranteed to bring y'all. You know, more than breaking even. You know, y'all damn near guaranteed to sell out Wembley for the Dillian White fight. You're not guaranteed to sell out nothing. Maybe in New York, because, you know, they're going to hear about it. Oh, it's supposed to be a big fight and blah, 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 whoop, whoop. But not Las Vegas with that bullshit. Not for the prices they going to want. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, Las Vegas probably don't even want that shit. They're like, nah, man, they ain't gonna cut the mustard, man. Ain't nobody gonna be flying out here and stuff like that all over the U.S. and from the U.K. to come see this bum-ass fight. Come on, bruh. And so, you know, he just keep dangling these dudes like they play toys, because that's what they is. They play toys. You know, they matchroom boxing play toys. You know? Yeah. And it's kind of like, Alpha player, how you gonna say that, you know, look, I'm telling y'all, man, we keep sleeping on this Jarrell Miller dude, man. But my whole thing with Jarrell Miller, man, maybe he been playing possum in the ring. Maybe he ain't been fighting up to his full potential and all that stuff. We could say that, oh, he was knocked out by Deontay Wilder in sparring, but we all know that's sparring. You know, we can say that, oh, this, that, and the third. But we all know that when if Anthony Joshua can't fucking knock out Joseph Parker, you see what I'm saying? If Anthony Joshua can't knock out Joseph Parker, we can't go around saying that he's going to knock out Jarrell Miller. We can't. We can't, because like I keep saying, it's like these fighters out here, there's a way to beat everybody. But are you doing what? I'm not talking about you get in the ring and you do enough. You know what I'm saying? Because doing enough is what Joseph Parker did versus Anthony Joshua. You see them? That's doing enough. You know what I'm saying? So you can't go in this ring and just do enough. You know what I'm saying? You can't be going from one fight to the next fight, just doing enough to get by as far as learning from your fucking mistakes. Well, I think I did okay in this area, but I know I'm still fucked up. Like, you know exactly where you need to be, what you need to be doing. You know you can jab, but why you don't use your jab? You know you can throw body shots, but why you don't throw body shots? You know you can do all these things, and in order for you to win, you don't even do it. You know what I'm saying? And it happens over and over and over again. And that's why sometimes it's best for some of these fighters to lose. Because sometimes when they lose, they come back even stronger. But sometimes these weak-minded motherfuckers, when they lose, they never come back. Burmeister Vern. Where have you been lately? You know what I'm saying? Look at Spilka. He ain't doing too good. You know what I'm saying? He got knocked out by Adam Kornacki. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just a bunch of BS, man. And then, you know, this dude talking about, oh, you know, the fans, they deserve the fight to be at Wembley. I talked to my I talked to my trainer. Me and my trainer, we talked, and you know, we both agreed that, you know, the fans deserve it. I did all this hard work to you know, all this hard work. I collected 4 belts and in 20 fights. The fans deserve it in Wembley. I deserve it in Wembley. You know, Eddie Hearn and my manager, you know, Eddie Hearn, my manager, my trainer, you know, they all say I deserve it in Wembley. But you're going to come out here, out of your comfort zone, to come way up over here to New York to fight Big Baby Miller and not Deontay Wilder. So, and the only reason why the only reason why this guy is tempted to fight, like they said, Miller in New York in August or September, around that time, that's what they're speculating, Matchroom Boxing. And the only reason why they're saying that shit is because they gotta feed the zone. You know what I'm saying? They gotta feed the zone some fights. It's not that shit is not because they want to. That shit is they have to. Or like I said, they gonna be fucking sued. You can't be you know, pound for pound, best heavyweight boxer in Britain. As far as the spreadsheet concerned, the #1 fighter. But you ain't bringing your fighter to the U.S. You ain't even trying to do it. You know what I'm saying? How the zone is over there like, yo, bruh. Hey, we trying to make this bread, but you making it very, very difficult for us to believe that you have our mutual agreement like in your best fucking interest. You know what I'm saying? Like we signed a mutual fucking agreement, but it doesn't look like you have the contract agreement in your best fucking interest. And they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. You know, I'm doing all the best I can and blah blah blah. It's like, well, how come your boy ain't went to the U.S. yet? How come he ain't went over there, and so we can make a fight card in New York and put your boy out there? How come he ain't did that yet? And then Aaron's gonna be like, well, you know, that's a good question. We just haven't been able to make the fights. I mean, he has these mandatories, and you know, he has this, that, and the third. You know, we got obligations, voluntaries. You know, my money is in my checking account, and I couldn't pay for the venue at that time because I had to transfer it to my savings account, and that takes about 5 business days, and they wouldn't front me the money even though I had proof of funds. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody trying to hear the motherfucking excuses, bitch. You give the fans and you give people what they want to see. That's what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? And on that note, man, I'm about, man, my signal is getting worse and worse, man. And on that note, shout outs to the LDBC, and everybody stay sucker free.